Hello and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I played quite a lot of ladder in the last few days, and as you can see I got as high up as 3rd place in the entire world using this Three Musketeers Ebarbs deck. But first I'd like to introduce myself for those who don't know me yet. My name is Tim, I'm currently 19 years old and I'm from Germany. Even though I wasn't consistently playing all of the time, I mained Three Musketeers for about 8.5 years now, and I managed to get several top 1k finishes in ladder as well as global tournaments with it, and also 20 wins on multiple occasions. Okay, first game we're up against Morten, who in stream actually said that he believes it's a free matchup for him, but I don't believe that, because especially after the reworked Three Musketeers, not drill, lockless delivery doesn't do that much anymore against Three Musketeers, and because they remain with so much health left after getting hit with a log plus delivery or also Dark Prince, it is really hard for him to defend my Three Musketeers, especially in single elixir, when he's pretty much forced to rocket my pump, because otherwise I would get too much of an elixir advantage. One thing that is very important in this matchup is that when you're about to pump and you know your opponent has miner in hand, then you should either force out the miner, for example with the Royal Ghost at the bridge if he doesn't have anything else in cycle, or make sure to have a bandit in your own hand so you can try to catch the miner. Okay, in this case I just cycle my Ice Golem in the back and also my Royal Ghost in the back in order to prepare the Three Musketeers at the bridge, which is really powerful, especially in single elixir, because it's really hard for him to defend, as I said earlier. As you can see, he tries to get a miner on my musketeer, but I can just heal spirit, and through the melee attack that was added after the update, the miner goes down very fast, and in combination with the zap I get quite a lot of damage, and especially in this matchup, an early damage lead is very nice, because it's very difficult for him to cycle miners and especially rockets, also in double and triple elixir, because we can keep up. If you keep up the pressure, he pretty much always needs especially the rocket on defense, or the rocket for the pump at least. So now, as you can see, I already have quite an elixir advantage, because he still has to defend my Eva Ghost and has to spend quite much on that. Here I have to go Elite Burns on the Dark Prince and try to catch a miner with the Bandit, which unfortunately does not work. Bandit comes a bit too late, but nevertheless we still have a good elixir advantage, and you can also try to cycle back to the next pump. Okay, but first we'll cycle my heal spirit, so I have the Bandit in hand to catch the miner. So now he's about to miner. I put the bandit. Unfortunately, I don't manage to catch the miner, but it's still fine. The pump remains with not that much health, but we still get a few elixir out of it. And now we can just go Three Musketeers at the bridge again, because he places Tesla quite high. And yeah, he goes delivery, but it's fine. We still have Musketeers remaining on the right side. And he also has to defend the left side still. Now we go for quite a nice Evo Zap, which enables the Ghost to still get a hit at the tower, and we also chip the tower a bit down with the Evolve Zap. Now he goes for Miner, and I just go for my Three Musketeers, because I was a bit afraid that if I go with the Leap Barbarians, he can just rocket the tower plus the Leap Barbarians. I didn't want to give him too much value. I will try to predict the Dark Prince, which wasn't placed in this situation, and now we get down a pretty nice zap. The bandit charges at the tower with literally 1 HP, and yeah, he gives up, because I just have to cycle one zap and the following Evo zap, and the game's over. Second game we're up against FBay, who's quite a good Royal Giant player, and in this case he plays Royal Giant Monk, which is not that good of a matchup. I mean, it's not as bad as it looks at first, so it's not like an impossible matchup, but it's definitely extremely hard if your opponent plays as well. And in this matchup you're pretty much never really able to play your Three Musketeers, and you really rely on spamming your Ebarbs, as you will see later in the game. So what I now do is I try to clear the monk and then just go for a pump, because if he know to go in with the Royal Giant, I will have my elite barons in hand, and this is something that is generally very important. If you're about to pump, you should make sure your opponent doesn't have too much troops already at the on the board, and you should also make sure to have your elite barbarians in cycle out of the Royal Giant. Here, try to snipe the hunter with the bandit, which unfortunately didn't work since he protected it quite well with skeletons. Now I play my Royal Ghost at the bridge to force out this hunter, so I can just go for the next pump. I have to eat a bit of hunter damage, but no, I'm able to pump safely because he cannot play hunter plus Royal Giant at the bridge, so won't immediately lose my tower once I go for a pump. Yeah, he has to fireball it again. As you can see, as of right now, I got quite a decent elixir advantage. But the problem with this matchup is you oftentimes can't really profit off that advantage, because he has very good defense against you, and yeah, as I said earlier, you can't really play your 3 musketeers. So in this matchup you really rely on counter pushing. And here I just go for another pump, which is probably a bit aggressive. But I knew I have my Evo Ghost in hand, and also my Ebarbs in hand, and if he tries to go in, I'll probably get it deft quite easily, even though he has Evo Hunter in cycle. So what I do now is I put the monk back with the Ice Core, or block the monk. So I go Elite Barbarians plus Evo Ghost and the Royal Giant. Royal Giant gets 1 hit, but it's still fine, since we have now 1 pump down, which is pretty important to a little bigger push in the future. The Bandit unfortunately was pretty bad. I could have let it charge on the Evo Hunter, but yeah, it was really poorly timed. Now I go for now you see what I mean by building up a big push from the back. We go for Ebarbs in the back, and now he goes in way too aggressively. And here I get a bit lucky with the heal spirit that all of my elite barbarians get healed up again, and now he's very low on elixir. And I got elite barbarians down on both lanes, and this is going to be a push that is surely get at least a lot of damage. Now he goes hunter. What I can now do is I can zap the hunter, so elite barbarian will take it out. And yes, he has nothing to defend that, and this is a game. Third game we're up against Kodigo, who's quite a big Colombian streamer, who's also a very good player. And in this case he plays Morten, unfortunately with Fireball, which is not that good for me. I didn't know he played that, so I just cycled up, which is something you shouldn't do against spam decks for obvious reasons. But yeah, now I had to defend the skeleton barrel with troops, which isn't quite that optimal, because I have to spend a lot of elixir on that, and I still take the death damage. I just go Royal Ghost on the Dart Goblin, and now I opt to go for the 3 musketeers. Why did I do that? And my thought behind that is that I want to play the 3 musketeers in order to bait out the fireball, so I can go for an elixir collector. So I can go for elixir collector, and he also has to spend quite some elixir to defend the 3 musketeers. He got a very nice prediction heal spirit on the minions, so he still has to play skeletons, and we can now safely go for the elixir collector. We also have a bit of an elixir advantage. Now I go for elixir collector, and for Zap plus Bandit. Bandit was a bit unnecessary, but I didn't know that he would fireball this pump, and I was expecting a Mortar at the bridge, to be honest. So I just went Bandit at the bridge. I also miscounted his elixir a bit, because I thought he had the same elixir as me, so Mortar at the bridge wouldn't be that much of surprising play. Now I go for my heal spirit in order to tank for the Royal Ghost, but he catches with the skeletons, and I can now just go for the second pump. And here's a very good Bandit at the bridge, because I know he has nothing in cycle for that, and also to cycle back through the evolved Zap. And now we have an elixir lead as well as a damage lead, and we have quite a good position to go into the double elixir time. And so now we can start building up 3 musketeers push, because we also have our evolved Royal Ghost in cycle. which makes it quite a bit harder for him to defend, because his only really good defense against the Evolved Royal Ghost is the Valkyrie, which he also needs against the 3 Musketeers, as you can see here. Unfortunately, the heal sprint comes quite a bit late, but he still fails to place the skeletons in time, and the push is breaking through because we managed to get quite a lot of pressure on him, so he folded under pressure. Now I could go just for defensive 3 Musketeers against the Mortar. And yeah, this game is won. I can just go with the Dart Goblin, also zap the Skelly Barrel away. And yeah, this game is over. Next we're up against Asaph, who finished number 1 last season, who's not playing his now trademark spam deck, but the standard dual cycle deck now with Rocket. And yeah, I just wait a bit, and he goes Fire Spirit at Rich first play, so I just used the Heal Spirit to block this because I didn't have anything else good in hand. Go Bandit in front of that, and he goes Drill right away. I touched really good Drill coming in front of the tower, but it doesn't do that, so here I just zap to minimize damage, but of course it's a very bad start. It wasn't too well played by me, but I can now go for my first pump. Also the Heal Spirit to prevent him from going Skeletons right away. And yeah, I also get quite a bit of damage back, and I also have a slight elixir advantage. This matchup, generally you want to use either your Bandit or your Royal Ghost to counter the Drill. Yeah, just cycle my Bandit in the back to prevent him from going Drill right away. Then I go 3 Musketeers in the back, and maybe kill off 3 Musketeers first in order to give him Rocket Value on the tower, but since he already did 1000 damage on the left side, it's still fine. Yeah, he rocketed the 3 Musketeers, the 2 Musketeers on the one side, and so I have to support the other side. The Royal Ghost is quite a bit annoying for him, but he plays it quite well. He still has to commit a Berserk on that, and I just play Heal Spirit on that. And then he still has to go for a Snowball. The Bandit was unfortunately misclicked, that wasn't intentional. He still has to spend a bit of Elixir. That predict was kinda unnecessary, since I didn't hit, but it's low risk to reward ratio, it's high risk to reward ratio, so I just went for it, but in this case it would have been better to just pump up. Yeah, I have to play the Royal Ghost since I didn't have anything else on for the Bomber. And yeah, he defends it quite easily, was a bit wasted the Ghost, but I can now just go for my next pump. And yeah, he now goes for the Drill, and I play the Bandit on the Drill, and it fully takes out the Drill. So now I push with go in because I have a bit of an elixir advantage, and I also have the Evo Zapping cycle, so I may be able to do a bit of damage. The defense quite well. Here he still has to go for he has to waste the Evo Snowball, which is really nice for us because Evo Snowball is quite hard to defend because you can't really play the Royal Ghost on the Drill, and you're pretty much forced to go Bandit, which I didn't have in cycle. And yeah, now he has to rocket the pump again, and now we have quite a big elixir advantage. Also have the Royal Ghost down, and now I try to prepare to go for 3 Musketeers at the bridge, as you can see. Yeah, we're doing that. Go 3 Musketeers at the bridge. It's quite hard for him to defend. Now he has Rocket back in cycle, but he has to deal with both sides, of course. This is a bit of a lucky interaction. He snowballs back, and now the Bandit tanks for the Musketeer, and we get so much damage. So zap at this point to get a bit more damage was probably not necessary, but since we're up a good amount of elixir, I think it was okay to do. Now I go for the Raw Ghost to prevent the Drill from coming, and now I go for the next elixir collector. Yeah, now I go for the Bandit on the Drill, and now I have to go for Heal Spirit plus Evolved Zap, because otherwise I would take quite a lot of damage. Here also the Goblin gets 1 step, but it's still fine. Yeah, now I go for a Ghost on the Bomber, and go for my Ebarbs at the bridge to pressure him a bit, that he can't fully support his Drill. This is why when he has evolved Snowball and Cycle, you should go for the Bandit instead of the Royal Ghost, because the Bandit, when pushed back by the Evolved Snowball, will also charge back, as you can see. Now I try to pressure him just so he can't Rocket Cycle and also can't put down as many drills. Yeah, no, I just try to pressure through. And as you see, it kind of works, because he has to play a lot of cards on defense and he can't really go in. With the raw ghost, he still has to react to that. We can pressure with the bend on the left side. Now he has one more drill, plus eventually rocket. But we can just go Evo Ghost, he goes for Evo Snowball, and Rocket doesn't come down in time, so we win this game. So next up is Adriel, of course a really strong player, also competed in the World Finals. This game he plays Three Musketeers Piggies, which in my opinion isn't that great of a matchup, because he obviously has the Fireball, which really comes in hand in Three Musketeer mirror matchups. And yeah, he goes for Ghost first play. I just wait and also play my Ghost. Generally, it's most of the time better to wait than to do the first play, because you can take down your opponent's troop with your own tower. Now he goes for Three Musketeers right away, so I also have to go for my Three Musketeers in order to defend. Now he goes Fireball on my Three Musketeers, so it's quite a bit annoying for me to defend. I try to take both lanes with the Ice Golem, which works okay. No, I still have to go for a Bandit on the last Musketeer. Bandit unfortunately charges on the Hell Spirit, so I still have to commit something. I just go for the Zap. And now he tries to go for Piggy set 4. He probably didn't expect that I play Elite Barbarians. This was probably the reason why he went for this Piggies. Because now he has to deal with the Ghost, but I can just go. I predict that he will go for the Ghost, and I can just go for my Elite Burns at the bridge. Very nice Heal Spirit, and yeah, that's pretty much his whole tower. Tower just gone. Can spare a Bandit. Bandit was probably an overcommitment, but it's still fine. I really shouldn't have went for that Bandit. But he goes for the Barbaro, and now he has his pigs back in cycle, but I also have my Evil Ghost lined up. Goes for pigs at the bridge, I believe. Yeah, I just go for my Zap, and then also for the Evolve for a Ghost. And I take a bit of damage, and my tower will probably fall, but I can just go for my Pump right now, and if he Fireballs the Pump, then I can prime my Three Musketeers freely. And yeah, he doesn't do that. He just wants to cycle back to his piggies to take my left side tower. But since I have my evolved Zap inside, I can still defend him, so he has to commit a bit more in order to take the tower. Very nice with the bandits that blocks the Royal Ghost. Yeah, at this point Fireball isn't enough. Fireball does exactly 300 damage, so it won't take the tower, so he has to go in again, because he obviously can't cycle 2 Fireballs, even though he could, and this time he would still lose to my 3 Musketeers position on the right side. Now I just support the 2 Musketeers at the right side, and if he Fireballs that, I can just go Ebarbs in the pocket, as you can see, and he doesn't have enough elixir to defend that properly. And yeah, Ghost goes down, Barbaro goes down, now the Bandit charges the tower, and I just spam in the pocket. I just go Ebarbs again, go for a Zap, to that away, and yeah, the game's over. Okay guys, to end the video I want to quickly talk about the direction my channel will be heading in the future. My main content will probably be matchup guides, because I mainly play 3 Musketeers, and even within the archetype I mainly play the Zigzag variant you can see right here. So I have quite a bit of expertise in this deck, but my range isn't that wide with other decks. What you will also see is top ladder gameplay with this exact deck, and maybe also with other 3 Musketeers deck, and potentially also with other decks in the future. And maybe also live commentary, but we'll see how well that goes. So please let me know which matchups you want to see a guide on. And what I'll also do is I will probably do a general Three Musketeers guide where I talk about the principles of Three Musketeers. Won't be super deep, but just the basic stuff that you have to know when you first start out playing Three Musketeers. Last type of video will probably be interaction videos where I talk about specific interactions with the cards from this exact deck, but I'll probably include this into the matchup guides. So if you like the video, I would really appreciate you giving it a like, and also leave a comment on potential feedback. English isn't my first language, and I also don't have that much experience speaking in English. So if there are any major language mistakes or other things that you've noticed, please let me know. I just want to improve my content. And yeah, see you the next time.